Hey guys, welcome back. We're back to yoga. I think someone else is back. Oh my god, this is so awesome. Hi. So today we're gonna start laying down. I feel like, man, I feel super beat up. And I feel like I haven't been stretching as much as maybe I should have been. So we're gonna start, laying down. And so find a spot on your mat, laying down on your back. Bend your knees, work your feet together, and then let the knees open out wide, so recline butterfly pose. So it's gonna look like this. Soles of the feet together, knees out wide, laying on your back. And I'll add a link to the music. Again, I hope that works for everyone. Hopefully you have Spotify or can get access to it. If not, just let me know and I can figure out something else. So while you're on your back, let your arms rest next to your sides, your eyes close. Relax all the muscles in your face. Low back is soft and heavy. And if this is too much on your hips to start, you can just lengthen out the legs. Just take a moment to scan your body and notice where you're holding on to that tightness and tension, and maybe some of those spots that you really need to stay longer in some of the poses. So remind yourself that this is your time, just for about the next 45 minutes. There's no obligation to do anything. Just do what feels good. Moving your body is the best thing for you. So everything that I mentioned throughout class will just be an option to play, an invitation to try something new where no one's watching, and you can fall down, press pause, play around, just have fun with it. So once you're ready, draw your knees in towards your chest, wrap your arms around your shins or behind your thighs, and press your low back into the mat and just start to rock side to side. And then release your feet down onto the ground. Cross your right ankle on top of the left. So you're in a recline figure four. You can draw your left knee in towards your chest and release your hands behind the left thigh or around the left shin. Shoulders are relaxed on the mat. Head is still relaxed, resting on the mat. And you can flex and point that right foot. Circle the ankle. Open the arms out wide to a T. Slide the right thigh on top of the left. And then let the knees fall over towards the right. If this is too much, you can always just uncross the knees. Let gravity do the work to start out, starting slow. Gently come back up to center. Draw the knees back in. Maybe rock up and down along the spine this time, or back and forth. And then cross the right ankle on top, left ankle on top of the right thigh. And release the hands behind the thigh or around your shin. Start to draw the right knee in. Flex and point the foot. Circle the ankle. And then slide the left thigh on top of the right. Open the arms out wide to a T. Let the knees fall to the left. From here, slowly draw the knees into your chest. And then we're gonna rock up and down along the spine until you make your way to a comfortable seat. When you get there, cross at the ankles, come forward into your tabletop pose. Coming down to all fours. So the knees are underneath the hips. The wrists are in line with the shoulders. Fingers are spread out wide. Moving through a few rounds of cat-cow. On your inhale, tuck the toes. Drop the belly, tilt the tailbone up. Lift the chest, lift the gaze. Exhale, release the breath as you curl the spine, release the toes. press the upper back towards the ceiling. So that space in between the shoulders, really work on pressing it up. Shoulders work away from each other. You can tuck your chin into your chest. So exaggerate the movement. Make it fun, make it obnoxious. Inhale, drop the belly. Exhale, round the spine. Inhale, drop the belly. Exhale, round the spine. One more in your own breath. You can keep the eyes closed here. Coming back to a neutral spine, child's pose. Toes come together. Knees work out slightly. Send your hips back to your heels. Walk the hands forward. So child's pose is our first resting pose in the practice. You can come back here at any point when you feel like you want to break, when you feel like you just want to keep stretching, because this feels so good. So relax your hips here. Keep working the hips closer towards the heels. Lift the elbows, tuck the hands so you're on the finger mounds. And walk the hands forward. Stay low, walk the hands to the left. Work the right hip down. So you're stretching into that right side body. You can rest on the right cheek. You can cross the right wrist on top of the left. Keep pressing the right side body over to the right. Slowly make your way back to center. And then switch sides, staying low. Walk the hands over towards the right. Send the left hip down. Slowly walk back to center, holding the pose just for a moment. Start to think about an intention for your practice. What brought you to roll out your mat? What are you feeling like you need today? Once you're ready, walk your hands in, lift your chest up, sitting on your heels. And you can hold here, or you can tuck the toes, stretching out the toes. I've been loving this stretch lately. On your inhale, sweep the arms up, opening up wide. Press the hands together, then interlace the fingers. Flip the palms so you're reaching the palms up, opening up through the chest, then bend at the elbows. Place your hands behind the back of your head. Press the back of your head into your hands, lift your chest up. So you're relaxing your shoulders down, create space in between your ears and your shoulders. So shoulder blades work down. And then start to lean over towards the left. Gaze comes up to the ceiling. You can drop the left hand down. Inhale lifts you up. Twist towards the right. So release the right hand behind your seat. You can take a hold of the left ankle or the left heel. And then place the left hand on top of the right thigh as you twist. Slowly come back to center. And then inhale, sweep the arms up, palms touch. Interlace the fingers. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, take the hands behind the back of your head. And then lean over towards the right. Left elbow works up. Instead of closing off your chest, make sure that you're lifting that left elbow up. Yeah. Release the right hand down. I love my helper. Inhale, lift back up, twist to the left. Take your left hand behind your seat, so maybe taking hold of the right heel. Right hand on top of the left thigh. Inhale, lengthen the spine. Exhale, twist deeper. And then inhale, come back onto all fours, tabletop pose. You can pat out the feet here. And then tuck the toes. Start to float the knees off the mat so you're in floating tabletop. The shins are parallel to the mat. Hold for your inhale. Exhale, send the hips back to the heels. So stretching your arms forward, pressing into the palms. Start to lift the tailbone up. Keep the knees bent. Belly's working towards the thighs. Exhale, downward facing dog. Pedal out the legs. And then take the feet in towards each other. On your inhale, roll forward into your plank pose. And then lower down onto your knees. Lower your chest and your chin. And then lower down onto your belly. Inhale, cobra pose. Lift just the chest up off of the mat. Back of the neck is long. So lengthen through the collarbones. It doesn't matter how high you lift your chest. It's more about engaging the low back muscles. Pressing into the thighs. Tops of the feet are pressing into the mat. Gaze is down. Exhale, lower. Take the hands to the outside of the mat. Tent the hands. Work the elbows up. On your inhale, lift the chest. The hips are grounded on the mat, so only lifting as far as what feels good, where you have a long spine. Exhale, lower the left shoulder down, look over your right shoulder. So dropping that left shoulder down, look over the right. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, switch sides, lower the right shoulder. Inhale, up, switch sides. Inhale, lift, connect the movement to the breath. Exhale, lower the right shoulder. Inhale, lift. One more on each side. Exhale. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. Inhale, lift, lower all the way down onto your chest and your belly. Interlace your hands behind your back. On your inhale, start to lift everything up. So squeeze the leg muscles, start to float the feet. Lift the chest, squeeze the wrists towards each other as you reach back towards the feet. Lengthen the collarbones, gaze is down. Hold the pose, not the breath. Exhale, lower down onto your left cheek. Release the bind. Bend the knees. You can let your feet swing side to side. And then you can move into that one more time. Or you can choose to take a modification, moving into a bow pose. So work the heels in towards your glutes. Maybe you flex the feet. Take a hold of the ankles. And then on your inhale, with the thighs grounded onto the mat, kick your feet away as you lift your chest up. Focus on keeping your belly on the mat here, so you're opening up through the thoracic spine, and you're lengthening through the collarbones. And then you can play around with it too. As you keep the feet further away, it deepens the stretch. Or maybe you point the toes, start to lift the knees up, coming into bow. Slowly release, come onto the right cheek, and then let the feet fall side to side. When you're ready, take your hands in to hug the rib cage. Release your feet down, child's pose. Send the hips back to the heels. Inhale lifts you up to tabletop. Exhale, tuck the toes, lift the hips up and back, downward facing dog. Walk the hands back to meet your feet at the back of the mat, forward fold. So feet are about hips width distance apart here. You can place your two fists in between your feet to find that alignment. And let your upper back hang heavy. So notice there's a slight bend in the knees, just to be gentle on the hamstrings. Let your arms, your head, your hands hang heavy. You can grab opposite elbows, sway side to side. Nod your head yes, shake it no. Moving back and forth, start to shift the weight into the balls of the feet so you're light on the heels. Let your head fall deeper. And then release the bind if you have it. One vertebrae at a time will roll up to standing. Take as much time as you need to get there. So once you get there, on your inhale, the feet are hips width distance apart. Sweep the arms up, interlace the fingers. Release the index fingers as you reach up. Exhale, bend the knees slightly and start to reach over towards the left. You're gonna make a big circle. Lift up towards the right and then back to center. And just do a few of these. Like you're drawing a huge circle with your fingers. And then switch directions. Inhale lifts you up. Exhale, release the bind. Press the hands away. Bend at the elbows. Slight back bend. Inhale lifts you up. Exhale, forward fold. Let it go. Inhale, lengthen the spine here. So hands come onto the shins, or they can walk in front of you, so coming onto the fingertips. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, each breath finding longer space in your spine. Exhale, fold. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, fold. Plant the hands, walk forward into your plank pose. So find your alignment in your plank pose. Your wrists should be in line with your shoulders. Squeeze the feet together. The hips are lifted, just like we did in our cat pose, puffing through the upper back. So you're sending the middle of the back up towards the ceiling. And then start to flex the right foot. Lift the right foot about an inch off the mat. So you're floating that foot. Engage the leg muscles. Maybe you become light on the left hands. Maybe you start to reach the left hand forward, find your balance. Not today. Exhale, three-legged dog. So stay on the left foot, lift the right heel up and back. Hips begin squared to the mat. So you're not opening up through the hips yet. Keep that right foot flexed so the toes are facing down towards the mat. Hold for your inhale. Exhale, lean the nose round. Stay in your downward dog. And then circle your knee up and back. Now opening up the hip. Just freestyling, take some circles. Maybe circle the ankle. Maybe you look underneath your left arm. See if you can see your right toes. Hold for your inhale. Exhale, knee to nose round. Inhale, use your breath up and back. Exhale, right knee, right tricep, tap. Inhale, up and back. Exhale, cross the body, right knee, left tricep, tap. Inhale, up and back. Exhale, knee to nose round. And then step through for your right leg lunge. Release the left knee down, release the left toes, low lunge. Walk the hands on top of the right thigh, sink the hips. Inhale, sink the arms up. Take a hold of the left wrist with the right hand. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, reach over to the right. You can release the right hand down if that feels okay. Keep reaching over to the side. You should feel this in the front of your left leg, your left hip flexor. Inhale, lifts you up. Hamstring stretch. Slide the hips back. Lengthen through the right leg, more so through the spine though. So you can keep a deep bend in that right knee. Flex the right foot so the toes work up towards the ceiling. Sending the tailbone back. Work the chin towards the toes. Bowing forward. Really think about keeping your spine long here. So it's deeply working into that hamstring. Don't forget to breathe. And then coming all the way onto your seat. So you're going to sit in between your left heel. If this is totally uncomfortable for you, just come onto the left foot. So it will look either like that, or place the left foot down. And then start to walk the hands forward if you have the space. Beautiful, walk the hands back in. And then come back into your right leg lunge. Walk the hands forward. Tuck the left toes, lift the left knee up, ground down through the left hand lunge twist. Reach the right arm up. And then release the right hand down to the inside of the right foot. Spin the left heel back. Walk the hands to the top left corner of your mat. Send the hips back. Walk the hands in to the inside of the right foot, ground down through the right hand, reach the left arm up. And then coming into your warrior two from here. Use your core to slowly lift you up. palms face down. So the right toes are facing forward. Back foot is parallel to the back edge of your mat. Work the right knee out so that you can see the inside of the right foot. Relax the shoulders down. Flip the right palm, inhale, reach forward. Exhale, reach up and back. Straighten out through the right leg, keep reaching back. Inhale lifts you up. Setting up for wide-legged forward fold, hands come to your hips. Draw the right toes in. Toes are in, heels are out slightly. On your exhale, send the hips back. Start to bow forward. Release your hands down underneath the shoulders just to support your upper body, and then you can bend side to side, setting the hips back. Walk your hands forward more as you stretch your hips back. So it's like a wide-legged downward facing dog. Walk your hands back in. Hands bend into the right knee. Hands walk to the top of the mat, framing the right foot. 3 lunge pulses. So on your inhale, start to lift the hips, lengthen out through the right leg, curl your chin into your chest. Exhale, bend the right knee lower. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. One more, inhale, lift. Exhale, bend. Plant the hands. Start to become light on that back foot. And then shift the weight into the right foot. Left leg lifts. Step the left foot forward to meet the right. Forward fold at the top of your mat. Chair pose on your inhale. Sink the hips, sweep the arms out. Plug the shoulder blades down. Tilt the tailbone so you're using the core muscles to stay in your chair pose. Press the hands together, thumbs down to the sternum. Stay low. Take the left elbow to the right knee, twist. Inhale, center. Switch sides, right elbow to the left knee, twist. Inhale, center. Exhale, twist. Inhale, center. Exhale, twist. Inhale, center. Exhale, twist. Inhale, center, one more. Exhale, twist. Inhale, center. Exhale, forward fold, let it go. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plant the hands. Step or hop back into your plank. If you're hopping back, landing in chaturanga with the elbows squeezed in. Inhale, upward facing dog, thighs are lifted. Exhale, downward facing dog, use your core. Heel toe the feet into touch, squeeze the thighs together. Inhale, roll forward, plank pose. Start to lift the left foot about an inch up off of the mat so you're flexing the foot. Use your core, find your balance. Maybe you become light on the right hand, tent the hand. Maybe you reach forward. Release the right hand back down. 3-legged dog, left leg lifts up and back. Keep the hips square to start. So really pressing through the back of that left foot. And then open up the hips, stack the hip, bend the knee, heel works into the glute. Exhale, knee to nose round. Inhale, circle up and back. And then make those circles freestyling. Maybe ankle circles, flex and point the foot. Look underneath the right arm. Maybe you can see your left toes. Hold for your inhale. Exhale, knee to nose round. Inhale, up and back. Exhale, left knee, left tricep tap. Inhale, up and back. Exhale, cross the body, left knee, right tricep. Inhale, up and back. Exhale, knee to nose round. Keep the shin high. Step through for your left leg, lunge, low lunge. Release the right knee down, release the right toes. Walk the hands on top of the left thigh, sink the hips. Inhale, sweep the arms up, take a hold of the right wrist with the left hand. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, reach to the left. Sink the hips deeper. Release the left hand down if you have the space. Keep reaching to the left. Inhale, lifts you up. Frame the left foot with the hand. Slide the hips back, hamstring stretch. So coming onto the heel of that left foot. Send the left hip back. Focus on keeping the spine long. Slow down your breath, relax your face. And then come all the way down onto your seat. So maybe you sit on your heel, Or maybe you take the heel to the outside of the hip, or just bend the knee, place the foot onto the ground. Wherever you are, start to walk the hands to frame that left foot, fold forward. Come back into your left leg lunge. Tuck the right toes, lift the right knee. Lunge twist, ground down through the right hand, reach the left arm up. Release the left hand to the inside of the left foot. Spin the right heel down. And then walk the hands to the top right corner of your mat. Send the hips back to the left. Walk the hands to the inside of that left foot. Ground down through the left hand, reach the right arm up. Gaze can follow that right arm towards the ceiling. And find strength in your core. Root to rise, warrior two. Inhale lifts you up. Relax the shoulders down, palms face down. So work on tilting the tailbone so that it's working underneath the shoulders. Flip the left palm, reach forward, inhale. Exhale, reach up and back. Extend through the left leg, keep reaching back. Inhale lifts you up. Setting up for wide-legged forward fold. Again, we bend here, dive the left toes in, heels out. This time on your inhale, take interlace the hands behind your back. Reach the fist down, find an open chest. And on your exhale, send the hips back. You can keep a bend in the knees if you need to as you bow forward. Let the arms fall up and over your back. So here you can start to sway side to side, keeping the bind. And then release the bind. Hands come down onto the mat. Now you get to play. So you can plant the hands, take a twist, run down through the left hand, reach the right arm up, take a bind behind your back, inside grip of the left thigh with the right hand. Maybe you take the left hand around the right ankle, keep twisting at the waist. It's so good to wring out the body, wring out the organs. If you took the twist, take it on the other side. You always have the option to play with a headstand. If you want to play with headstand, grab opposite elbows. Release your elbows onto the mat, and then you're going to slide your hands, one hand to cup the other. That's going to take a hold of the back of your head. So from here, so from here, slide in one, hand on top of the other. Start to shift the hips forward. So you're laying on your tippy toes. Maybe you can begin to float the toes. Maybe you lift the hips. Maybe you bring the toes in. Maybe you straddle the legs, play with core, tap side to side. Take your time. If you want to play with a press up, those are really fun. If you have blocks or something sturdy to stand on, you can play with the puppy press. So the goal here, the trick, one of the tricks, you want to find your alignment, shoulders underneath the wrists. Again, that is key. So starting there, fingers spread out wide. And your shoulders have to come over the wrists. So you're shifting your weight, your booty will follow. That's part of it. So with puppy press, you start by lifting one knee up, maybe your less dominant leg, and then start to shift forward, become light. Play with the balance. Try not to break anything. Anyways, we all will meet in a forward fold. Then walk the hands to the top of your mat, framing that left foot. Coming into your left leg lunge. Then come light onto the heel, lifting the heel of the back foot. Oh, we're going to do runners, pulses. Inhale, lift the hips, curl the spine, lengthen out through the left leg. Exhale, lower. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower, bend, and then become light on the right foot. Start to lift the right foot. Exhale, forward fold at the top of your mat. Inhale, chair pose. Sink the hips, sweep the arms. Press the hands together. And then hook the left elbow to the outside of the right thigh. So deepening into that twist here. You can take the gaze up towards the ceiling. You can open up the arms. You can play with an inversion, side crow pose. If you want to play with side crow pose, I'll show you. Plant the hands. Same thing. Shoulders in line with the wrists. Take the knees up high onto the top of the left tricep. Lean forward. That easy. It's really that easy. Forward fold on your exhale. Bend into the left knee. Drop the left hip down. Release the left hand down. Reach the right arm up. Deeper way to get into that side body twist, and you can bind here. Wrap the right arm behind the back, inside grip of the left thigh, and then release it down. Inhale, lengthen the spine. Exhale, plant the hands, flow it out. Through your vinyasa, lower down halfway. Inhale, connect the breath, upward facing dog. Exhale, use your core, downward facing dog. Walk the hands back to meet the feet at the back of your mat, forward fold. So keeping that slight bend in the knees, you never need to lock out your joints. Take your first two fingers and wrap them around your big toes. So, that looks like this. Inhale, lengthen your spine. Send your tailbone back. Exhale, fold forward. Elbows come out wide. So just like we did in the ragdoll forward fold, your head is hanging heavy. You can sway side to side, playing with shifting the weight into the balls of the feet. And then release that bind. Walk forward into your downward facing dog. Work the heels into touch. Playing with some handstand hops or frog hops. So with the feet in together, take the knees out wide. Bend the knees, send the hips back towards the heels. Take the gaze forward. Look where you want to go. On your inhale, spring forward. Maybe you kick your heels to your hips. So again, you want to send your shoulders forward. Your booty will follow. Inhale, lift the heels. Bend the knees out wide. And then kick. It's really convenient if you do this by a wall. Inhale, bend. Find that balance. And then we'll all end up into a forward fold at the top of the mat. So however you want to get there, you can crawl, you can tiptoe, you can lift, press, play. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, chair pose. Sink the hips with the arms up, press the hands together, thumbs to the sternum, twist to the left. Hook the right elbow to the outside of the left knee. Take a look down at your mat. Make sure your right knee isn't jutting forward. The knees are in line with each other. And take whichever variation that you took on the other side, opening up the arms out wide, or maybe playing with your side crow on this side. Keep the elbows in, so you don't want to take them out. Keep them hugged in. Bloody hell. Come back into your forward fold. Yay. Inhale, lengthen the spine. Exhale, flow it out into your vinyasa. Chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Take the gaze forward, step, hop, float the feet to the top of your mat, and your feet are going to land to the outsides of your hand. So you can play with those hops again. So finding lightness, become light, feet come to the outside of your hands. Yogi squat, lift your chest, press your hands together, use your elbows to open up the hips. So you can wiggle side to side,
If this is uncomfortable for you and you have a block or a pillow or a couple blankets that you want to send your hips on, you can settle, placing them underneath your hips. The goal is to open up the hips, not to hurt your knees or hurt your ankles. And then working into the shoulders, sweep the left arm in front of your left leg, reach the right arm up, take the gaze up. Hold here, you can take a bind, wrap the right arm, flip the hand, wrap the right arm behind your back. Take your left hand, take a bind behind your back. So it looks like this. And then if you want, you can play with a standing posture, garland pose. Work your weight on top of that right foot. So, it's like a reverse pistol almost. So your weight is on top of that right foot. You're bound around the left leg and press into the right foot, just like an elevator, start to lift up. As you lift up, open up your chest. Find your balance or just hop around. Inhale, lifting up your chest. And then from here, if you want to work deeper, start to lean forward. Find your balance in that right foot. Send the hips back as you bow forward. Softly lower down. And then shake it out. We'll move into the other side. So sweep the right arm in front of the right leg. Reach the left arm up. If you want to take that bind, flip the hand. Wrap the arm behind your back. Take a grip with the left wrist with the right hand. And then if you want to take garland pose, work the left foot underneath your hips. Become light on that right foot. So I like to come onto my tippy toes first. Start to shift the weight forward a little bit. Press into the left foot to lift yourself up. Find a focus point. That helps a lot. And then lift your chest. Maybe you bow forward. And slowly lower down. All right. From here, lower onto your seat. Lift your chest up. Boat pose. Lift your feet. Reach your arms forward, palms face up. Hold for your inhale, exhale, low boat. Hold here, scissor kicks. Low back is pressing onto the mat. Core is engaged, shoulders are lifted. And then let go. Whew, stretch it out. Reach the arms up and over. Stretch the legs forward. Take a deep breath in. And then from here, bend the knees, place the feet on the mat. So the feet are about hips width distance apart. Reach your arms up, interlace the fingers, release the index fingers so they're pointing up towards the mat. Tilt your tailbone so that your low back is pressing into the mat. Engage the low abdominal muscles. Hold for your inhale. Exhale, reach up and forward. So you're reaching in between your knees, but you're using all your core here. Inhale, slowly lower. Exhale, reach over towards the left. Inhale, lift. Exhale, center. Inhale, lift. Exhale, center. Inhale, lift. If you do these slowly and mindfully, they really work. So it's not always about rushing forward. It's not getting everything done quickly. It's not moving as fast as you can. It's about the quality, about how you move, how you do the things you do, not exactly what you do. Hold in the middle. Pulse for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Woo, release it down. Bridge pose on your inhale. Work the heels in closer to your glutes. On your inhale, lift the hips up. Maybe you interlace the hands underneath your back. Really wiggle your shoulders under. Keep the gaze up towards the ceiling though. You don't want to look side to side. Press into the feet to lift the hips higher. To release, lift the heels up, coming onto the tip toes. Release your bind. Start from the top of your spine. Lower down one vertebrae at a time. Tailbone is the last to touch. When you get there, draw the knees in. Rocking side to side. Keep the right knee drawn in, extend the left leg out long. Take the right shin with your left hand, reach the right arm out to the right, twisting at the waist. And then come back to center. Switch sides. Take the left knee in, extend the right leg out long. Reach the left arm out, take the left knee over to the right. Come back to center. And you can take recline pigeon pose from here, just like how we started. Or if you want to work a little bit deeper, I feel like I need to work deeper into my outer hips. You can come up to your seat. And then just bend your right knee. Slide your left leg back. So you're rolling over that right thigh. Keep your chest lifted to start. So, take a look over your left shoulder. Make sure that your left leg is right behind your left hip so it's not jetting out to the side. And you can always work a blanket underneath your right thigh or keep your right heel tucked in. Or eventually work your right ankle behind your left wrist. Start to walk your hands forward. Mount your chest down. Keep the length in your spine here, slowing down your breath. Walk your hands in, lift your chest up, and we'll just switch sides. So if you're in a traditional pigeon pose, you can come into downward facing dog, tuck the left toes, lift the left knee. Send the hips up and back as you step your right foot back to meet the left, pillow the legs out. And then take the left knee behind the left wrist. If you're in reclined, just switch sides. Continuing to keep the low back press in the mat if you are reclined. The left foot stays flexed to protect the left knee joint. Take a look over the right shoulder if you're in traditional pigeon. And then walk the hands forward, melt your chest down. Let your weight help you deepen. Slowly come up. If you are reclined, we're going to take a reclined straddle. If you are in traditional pigeon, just take a seated straddle pose. So send your legs out to the sides. Find your sits bones, so you might need to work some of that muscle from underneath your bones. And then from here, relax your quadriceps. If you're laying down, you can rock side to side. Take a grip of your big toe with your first two fingers. And you can take one heel in, extend one leg out. If you're in seated straddle, flex the feet, engage the quadriceps, keep the spine long, start to lean forward. Walking forward as long as you can keep low, lengthen the spine. So once you start to do this, you're not doing yourself any service. It's not about how far you go, it's more about how you get there. So keep that length. And maybe tomorrow will be different. Walk the hands in. And then butterfly pose, just like how we started. Lowering down onto your back. If you were on your seat, let the knees fall out to the sides, toes come together. You can rest your hands on your hips. Eventually taking your right hand on your belly, your left hand over your heart. Let your eyes fall. Closing the eyes. Slow down the breath. Any final postures that you want to play with, you're welcome to do so. But we are getting ready to set up for our final Shavasana pose. And once you're ready, extend the legs out long or come into the most comfortable space that you can. I love to place something to elevate my ankles. So placing like blocks underneath your ankles, your arms rest along your sides, palms face up, open to receive. Eyes are closed. So relaxing your entire body. Start to connect to your breath. Connecting back to your why you keep rolling out your mat, why you're doing the things that you do for yourself, and the impact that it makes for you to spend that time just being able to move. Maybe you don't do as much as you did the last time you practiced. Maybe it was not perfect. Maybe you feel tired. You feel great. Just checking in, spending that time. Being able to sit with yourself without judgment, without obligation, without any expectations, but just being grateful that you can move your body, that you can feel your breath, that you can surrender into the stillness. I think that this whole event has happened inevitably to help redirect us all and to remind us of all the things that we take for granted and the opportunities that sometimes we pass up, whether it's to open the door for someone, or maybe we haven't spent enough time with our pets. And taking this time to enjoy some extra snuggles. I hope you all have an amazing day, week. I can't wait to see you all and give all the high fives and hugs and all those things. So enjoy the rest of your Shavasana, and I will see you soon.